Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yay! And not only just a brand new day, it's been raining all night, and I just heard, before I started recording, what sounds like thunder. So, we might have a thunderstorm coming in, so God, I hope the power doesn't go out. Yay! Anyway, though, joy on that. Boy, last night I did not fall down when I went out walkies, and that was good. But when I started off my walk, it was rain, slush, snow, and then partly through my walk it just turned into ice crystals, and then by the time I got to Safeway, it was just fat flakes of snow falling. So there was snow, slush on top of halfway frozen stuff, but it wasn't slick. It was a nice walk, and then I got into Safeway. And of course, thanks to YouTube, front loading of the videos. Hey, if you could interact with the YouTube algorithms, toss me a like if you like what you see in here. If you could subscribe to the channel, if you haven't already, that too would be awesome. And hey, I like to read the comments, and when I can push through my executive dysfunction, I answer as many as I can as well. So comments are awesome if you could leave one. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These beautiful and awesome people literally help to keep me alive, and that is a beautiful and awesome thing. I enjoy being alive, I enjoy metabolizing, and these people help to make that possible. I'm going to be updating the list. Again, my sincere apologies for the executive dysfunction, so that'll be very, very soon. But thank you, each and every one of you. And if you'd like to become a patron, there's a link down below for that. But, thumbs up for that. Front loading over. Oh, joy. So I bought some yogurt to eat, and I bought some sodas so I could stay hydrated today. I find it very, very difficult just to drink water, and I have to drink a ton of water just to stay hydrated. And I find it hard too, but I will drink stuff with particulates in it, like soda. Regular water, I can feel sick to my stomach on it. At the very least, I'll feel hungrier after I drink it. There's nothing in it, and it just runs through my stomach, and it doesn't feel good. But if I have something that leaves something behind, there's those particulates in soda, that leaves just enough in my tummy that it has something to work with, and my stomach feels good, and I can drink enough of it that I actually stay hydrated, even with the caffeine that I take externally to that with capsules and the caffeine in the drink. So yay on that. It's joyous having all sorts of dietary issues. And I know why I have dietary issues. Some of them, it's joyous. But still, I bought some things, and when I came out of Safeway, the rain had turned into, rain. It was just rain. And so I had to walk through the slush up into southern Shelton and ascend into the mountains to get home. Yay! Didn't fall down, didn't really slide. It was just a nice walk. Again, I don't like being cold. I don't like cold weather, but I do so well in it, physically and mentally. Yay. Life is life. One of the weird things that I've noticed with my system, though, I fell asleep again yesterday, right around noonish. What I ate yesterday, I think, put me to sleep. Because I eat weird stuff periodically, and I just had some dinner rolls, Hawaiian-style dinner rolls. And so it was 6 dinner rolls, and it had butter on them. It had butter on them. They had butter on them. And so I filled up my stomach with 6 dinner rolls with butter. That's just a ton of carbs, which gets turned into sugar. And if you max out your sugar, then, your sugar gets too high, your body likes homeostasis, you get flooded with a bunch of insulin to bring your sugar back down to normal, because literally, when you get flooded with sugar like that, your body thinks you're going to die. And so it floods your systems with insulin to bring your sugar down, because you can die with really high sugar. So it panics and it pumps your body full of insulin, and that's when you get a sugar crash. body pumped in all this insulin to save you, but this was a one-time pump, not a chronic mass of sugar. And so, boom, you're down to normal, and then boom, you're way down below normal. And then your body has to slowly work its way back up to normal levels of blood sugar. When during that time, you will quite often just fall asleep. You're tired, you're sleepy. That's that sugar crash, that afternoon crash after you've taken sugary stuff and stuff to stay awake. All that sugar burns off and all that insulin has slammed you down into not having enough sugar in you. But if that happens when I eat carbs, and I understand, I also can eat candy though, which is just sugar. It's not anything that being converted to sugar, it's just sugar. And I don't have any issues with that. I stay awake, no problems. So there are some things that I can eat that I have not yet fully been able to identify that will, after I eat them, apparently flood my system with enough sugars. And one of the things about bread, of course, because you have to digest it, it could be that it's because it is a larger and slower flood of sugars instead of just the quick burst. I don't know. But there are foods that will just knock me out, and I think I can't eat just dinner rolls because that knocked me out yesterday. Thumbs up. I would start a video and then I would wake up in silence and go, oh, and then start the video again and start watching it and then wake up in silence. So it was rough for a while. Luckily, I apparently kept breathing though. My fingers and such weren't tingling. I didn't have a headache. I didn't have a ringing sound in my ears. Because boy, when I stop breathing and I get hypoxia, which is low oxygen when you stop breathing, when I wake up, oh, it sounds like my head was made out of metal and I got slammed with a hammer and it's just and it's hard to think as my brain didn't get enough oxygen for who knows how long. Fingers are just tingling, toes are tingling, not enough oxygen. Falling asleep in my chair here without my sleep apnea mask is no good. Yay. But life is life. Life is life, and things are still going well. My little kitty cat is still running around. She sleeps in weird places all the time. Now she sleeps in front of the door. So whenever I want to get out, I gotta piss her off and make her move. For the longest time, it was right around the base of the wheels of this chair, so I had to make sure that she wasn't underneath me at the slightest move to hurt her. She just picks the weirdest places, stays there for a week, and then she's done with it. She's done. She's gonna go someplace else and sleep. So, and little Ghost, he's in his cage over here, his home. He's still doing well. He's a mature hamster. He's been a mature hamster. It's been about a year I've had him now, if not slightly over. So he's gone, he's well into maturity and middle age. They only live about 2 years. If you're lucky, you can get them and they'll have good genetics. They might last upwards of 3 years. My brother-in-law got a hamster from me and lasted like 4 years. Lost all of his hair by that time, and he was old, but he lasted almost 4 years. So thumbs up, depends all on your hamster. Yay, the little Ghost is doing well. He gets up, he does stuff, and hamsters, once they get used to being picked up, they will ask to be picked up. When he sees me here and he's awake, he will come to the side of the cage where I am, and he will pad at it and get down and just look, because he can see me moving out here, and he knows that I'll do things like reach in and scoop him up. And he likes to come out and run around, and it's good stuff. He's a good little hamatron. Of course, one of the things that you don't want to do, because you might see things on hamster things on where to pet your hamster, it says don't touch their face. Well, it's like all animals, the hamsters have whiskers all over the fronts of their faces. Their faces are just mobile sensory apparata deluxe. So yeah, you pet a hamster and you've got all of those whiskers going ow, 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 because normally it's detecting stuff. So yeah, you don't want to pet their faces, poor little things. Still though, Good stuff. Definitely a thumbs up. There is more I did want to talk about on the whole inside-outside thing, though. Another one of these introductory type stories to the character of Ray with the Speleodoncus, and then, of course, the adventures that show what happens. Because there's a time he and the Speleodoncus are out picking. They're about 2,000 kilometers out from Apple Rock, the town, and he loses track of the glamours that are going on. Now, nothing can interfere with actual reality. The glamours are a part of reality. Nothing can affect those. Objects and creatures can affect your ability to interact with the glamours, but they can't actually affect the glamours themselves. But he's going along, and suddenly he realizes that he can't really feel any glamours anymore. The only one that's really up and out there is just ahead. He's being funneled somewhere. But it doesn't seem to hurt, and his gut ain't telling him he's in any trouble. So he's wandering along, and there's all these fungal mycelium and rhizomes that are coating just about everything, but nothing's suffering from it. Plants have these fungal roots all over them, and they are flourishing. Trees are coated with this stuff everywhere, and they're just brilliant and doing great. What animals he can see, there are little fungal growths on them, and they are flourishing and happy. And he's getting closer and closer to the center, more and more of the fungal mass, until he can see ahead of him there's an old truck. Now, in the Crimson Kingdom, they make trucks. They don't do like we do out here, capitalistic, we need to roll out a new model so that we can keep people buying our things. When the Crimson Kingdom makes a change and an iteration on their models, it takes about 100 years for them to come up with something they think is really good enough to make a new model. So when he sees this truck, it's from like 5 or 6 iterations ago. That's like 700 years that truck has been there. And as he gets closer, it is coated. Absolutely coated in fungus. The only time he's seen actual mushrooms and all that are coming out of the top of this truck. And when he gets to it, it's all sealed off, except for a burst out area through the top where all these fungal rhizomes and there's hyphae, which are like the individual cells. They grow together and they move out. That's the fungal mass. When you get enough of them together, they form mycelium, which are the long threads that go out everywhere. And when the mycelium get thick enough, they gather up into larger branches, rhizomes. So when it's just coated in all this and all these things, but you can see inside that whatever happened internally. There was no attack and then something happened. Something happened inside the vehicle, and it wasn't unpleasant enough that the vehicle crashed, because it was parked, awkwardly, but parked underneath this tree out of the sunlight. And through the mycelium and rhizomes on the inside of the windshield, he can see that there are 2 large bunches of old, thick rhizomes. And entangled in those, in the passenger seats of the 2 vehicles, well, driver and passenger, are old scraps of fabric and, a skull and ribs and a pelvis and whatever fungal thing happened inside there, used the 2 people inside as food and grew up and out. And as he's watching this and looking at this, he just gets this feeling of being watched, and then something is being expected of him, some answer, something. And as he's watching it, he just turns and basically addresses the fungus itself, along the lines of, I do not know what happened here. I do not know what occurred. I do know that birth can often be messy, but from what I can see around me, all of this, everything is flourishing. You appear to be a very, very courteous and particular caretaker. I am glad that you have showed me what you are, and I appreciate this. It has made my life better. I am no threat to you. I rather like what I see. Again, you are a wonderful caretaker. please let me pass and cherish this memory. Even if I told anyone they would not believe me, I am no threat to you. And that feeling of expectation fades away with this vague feeling of acceptance. And after a moment, all of the glamours are detectable again. And happy that he found it, and birth can be messy, so who knows what happened to the people in the truck. Again, it doesn't appear to have been a violent end, other than them, not being alive anymore. The truck was parked. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of conversation comments on my community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. It is greatly appreciated. Anything more than 0 is awesome. Thumbs up and thank you so much. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count American Sign Language, well, with my fibromyalgia, my THC use for pain and mobility, all sorts of chronic pain issues, and I'm getting better all the time, but I do have a practical limit. I don't know when I'm going to approach it, but hey. Santana Garcia, thumbs up and thank you. We have Stanky Mans. Definitely was a good thing. Thumbs up. There's Django Fett. Thumbs up. And I do think things will hopefully get better. I hope. I'm very sorry. Confused Owl 29. Oh, I am doing okay. Thumbs up and thank you. Noah Genevieve Brown. I do not know how to pronounce your middle name or part of I do not know how to pronounce that part of that name. Even though I can't pronounce that, thank you very, very much. And then there is what looks like, I cannot tell. It is an ideogram in language for name, and I do not know which ideogram language that is. But still, thank you very, very much. Pancake Cookie, thumbs up and thank you. Mountain Tea and a whole bunch of vowels, greatly appreciated. Craig YAC, thumbs up. Yuki likes hot potatoes. Doing okay, and thank you very much. Good to see you. Larry from Space, I am doing very well. Thumbs up, a very good thing. I'm lucky. There is Cody Jensen, thumbs up. Darkware Raff, thumbs up. Sebastian Ferris, it is very good to metabolize indeed, and good to see you in the comments. Bruce Wayne, thumbs up and thank you. Ben Taylor, thumbs up. It was a nasty fall. I was very, very lucky though. There is B, greatly appreciated. Faust Silberfein, Silberfein, thumbs up and thank you. Ben B, good to see you in the comments, and I was lucky. MR Drags, thumbs up, and that was a definite shocker, I tell you. There is Blue Dream, thumbs up and thank you. There is NAIK Joy X, thumbs up, and that is it. Looks like we had 22 people? I've lost track. It was, if you could count on my fingers, you'll know, because that was the number. It must have been, I don't know how many it was. Thank you, each and every one of you that left me a comment. It is greatly appreciated. Get me out of my head and into the world, and even for a short time, and only in text, dealing with real people, and it is appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Now, of course, I don't know what device you're watching this on, so I don't know where the video description is, but inside of the video description, there are links to all of my various channels. If you could check those out, that'd be cool. There's also a link to things like my Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and again, if you could become a patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people, that would be truly beautiful and awesome. They literally help to keep me alive. I'm on disability, and it nowhere near approaches the rate of the cost of everything going up and up. If you could help, that would be awesome. But again, if you can't, that's okay. I also have a PayPal link if you wanted to send me some cash that way. I'm not above grubbing for spare change. And of course, if you want to help me out without sending any money at all, I do have an Amazon wish list link with things like cat food on it. Also, there's a squishable plushie on there that I would really enjoy. So if someone could get that, that would be awesome. Do not feel obligated. I do not feel entitled. And if you cannot or do not donate, I take all good wishes and I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest. So thank you very much. And if you toss me like, there's a train outside. I mean, luckily it's not in the house with me. But I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. And of course, if you could hit the notification bell on the subscription button, that would be very cool. Definitely a thumbs up. Hokey Smokes. seek creativity, positivity, and balance in your life. That is a good thing. And I'm going to try and get some of the phone calls I need to get done, but I also have therapy today, and it's always rough after that mentally. So who knows what's going to happen aside from, hey, life is life. And with the Covfefe bug raging, please, please, please be as cautious as you can. Please do your best. You know the precautions. Get the shots. Do it, please. Oh my gosh. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. We'll see you on the flip side. And in my book, that is a very good thing.